Well, we're back. Good afternoon. This is Congressman Jeff Denham filling in for a vacationing Ray Appleton. Phone lines are open. Call us at 490-5858 or toll free at 800-776-5858. Our guest this first hour is Congressman Jeff Landry. He's a small business owner supporting the oil and gas industry, and he's part of this great freshman class. And if you couldn't tell by his accent, he's a congressman from Louisiana. Jeff, welcome back to the program. We're ready to take a bunch of calls here. Appreciate you staying on with us, but the first call is from Matt in Fresno.
Good afternoon, Congressman.
Good afternoon.
My question is, why did Petrobras receive the green light from the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management to start drilling and doing a production and storage offloading vessel out by Walker Ridge? I think it was March 17th is when that story was broken. And yet our oil companies like Shell and BP and stuff, they're under a moratorium.
Congressman Landry? Did we lose him?
Uh-oh.
1 second. We're clicking back over.
Okay.
Well, we've got a quick technical difficulty here. We'll clear up here in just a second. But certainly, we know we've had a number of oil companies pull out, and certainly watching the high cost of what BP's gone through and the expense of cleaning up that natural disaster. We have Congressman Landry back on the line. Congressman Landry.
Hello.
There he is.
Okay, can you hear me, Jeff?
Yeah, we got you on the line now.
All right, there we go. It was a great question. It's the same question I have. I think it probably has something to do with a gentleman by the name of George Soros and the amount of money that he's put into Petrobras. And what he's referring to, during the stimulus and bailout era, the administration loaned Brazil $12 billion to advance its offshore oil drilling capabilities and production, while at the same time it continued to squeeze out and strangle our domestic oil and gas companies here in this country. And the way that issue worked was that Petrobras, we would loan $12 billion to Brazil, and they would pay us back in oil. And it doesn't surprise me, although it saddens me, that the administration would issue permits to Petrobras before it would issue it to people who have been actively engaged in deepwater drilling here in Louisiana and the Gulf of Mexico all those years. It's a great question.
So the president's picking winners and losers in this big debate?
Yeah, and, that shouldn't surprise you either, Jeff,
No, it's certainly disappointing, though, that when jobs are on the line, when people are facing tight budgets, that politics is playing into some of these national debates and policy guidelines, when it should just be about putting people back to work and making sure they can afford to get gas in their car.
Absolutely. I mean, do you think it's more environmentally safe to drill in Brazil than it is in the Gulf of Mexico? It is just a hypocrisy of this administration that has a tendency to just drive me mad. It really is sad.
And it's not April Fool's Day yet, but you should stop misleading the people. That was a great quote you had. Our next caller is Terry from Fresno. Welcome to the show.
Hello to both of you. My question is for both of you, whichever one wants to take it, and that is, how is it that what's the steps that we can take, or what needs to be taken to rid ourselves of the chokehold of the environmentalists on not just what's happening with our water here in California, but also with drilling in our shores? There's got to be a way, because they're killing us just as much as the liberal Democrats are killing us. And we seem to need to get a grip on these people and remove their chokehold. How do we do that?
Congressman Landry, you want to take the first stab at that?
I think we all have a responsibility. We all have the capability of getting rid of those policies, and it is doing exactly what the people of your area and the people of my area did, and that is to send new people like Congressman Denham and myself who understand the frustrations and just the burden some of these regulations on our small businesses, and we have to demand that both in the House of Representatives and now, more importantly, in the Senate. And so it's just by continuing to be vigilant and sending new people to Washington and keeping those people who we just sent out there in office and demanding that we get rid of these burdensome policies. So it's something. I certainly am an eternal optimist, and I believe that if we continue to send people to Washington that share our thoughts and processes, that sooner or later we're going to break that stranglehold.
No, and I agree, and I was going to address this in the next hour as well, but this freshman class is amazing. You know, we feel the mandate that's been put on us of people that just want to go back to work and have elected us to go back and change a lot of the policies that are killing our jobs here in California, killing our jobs in Louisiana and elsewhere across the entire nation. We've got to put people back to work, and I'll talk more in the next hour about this freshman class and how many great folks there are, like Congressman Landry. But it is our time. It is our time to make a difference for our kids, for our communities, and bring back this great nation that we have. We got time for one more call. I want to certainly be respectful of Congressman Landry's time, but the last call before we go to the next break is from Tom in Fresno. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I have a question regarding environmental regulation. I know we can't necessarily live in a world of over-regulation, and you see the success of places like Texas with lack of, well, at least less regulation than California. So where is the balance between protecting the environment but still being able to utilize its resources and not being dependent on other countries?
Sure, Jeff, I'll take that one. I think that it first starts with us not being afraid of our shadow, not being afraid every time something happens in a particular industry, like we are in other industries. You know, when there are certainly issues that come up in the automobile industry, in the airline industry, in the coal industry. It starts with not being afraid. You know, just like where we are with the nuclear industry right now. We should instead, we used to be a country that looked at problems and tried to figure out how to solve them in order to make America a better place. Today, we have these issues come up, these problems face us, and we shy away from us. We get into a shell and say, no, we can't afford to do that. So that's where I think the balance lies in trying to understand what it takes to provide America with affordable energy and do it safely and to balance the needs of the environment. Look, no one understands that more than us down in Louisiana. We love to hunt and fish down here. We've got a great fisheries. We've got one of the best estuaries in the entire country. And so we would not promote anything that we felt completely endangers the way of life that we're accustomed to down here in South Louisiana. We've been drilling down here since 1947.
And, Tom, I'm going to address this after the break, but right now we've got to take another break here. And before we do, I just want to say thank you to my good friend, Congressman Jeff Landry from Louisiana. Appreciate you taking the time to be with us today, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the floor on Tuesday.
Thank you, Jeff. Can't wait to see you. Thank y'all anytime.
All right, take care. Congressman Jeff Landry from Louisiana.